disappointing that the president is nominating someone that disagrees with both of our positions on this. I guess just real quick, if we do lose the dollar, the cost of import goods will skyrocket because foreign companies will no longer want dollars. We'll lose our ability to borrow at current levels. Inflation will be higher than it already is after spending trillions of dollars we don't have. Interest rates will rise. It'll crush the real estate market. All of that is bad. But even worse, our interest rate on our $32 trillion of debt would go through the roof. President Biden has nominated somebody that thinks that we do not need to have the position we have in the world. Famous Chairman, I yield back.
The gentleman from Nevada, Mr. Horsford, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you to the Chairman and Ranking Member for your leadership, and thank you to Chair Gensler for appearing before the committee. The sophistication and sheer size of the United States capital markets could not be possible without the confidence and information provided by a strong Securities and Exchange Commission. Investor protection is paramount, and it is worth reiterating that as a result of the SEC, you've helped return hundreds of millions of dollars to defrauded Americans each and every year. Your consumer protection efforts go beyond enforcement action to ensuring that every investor has access to the same timely, accurate, and complete information required to participate. So I applaud the Commission's work around facilitating capital formation for U.S. markets, maintaining fairness and efficiency in those markets, and especially your strong stance on protection for Main Street investors. Now, I know that having 3 pillars to your mandate can also create tension between differing objectives. However, I want to urge you to keep in mind that for many of my constituents in Nevada, and many all across this country, their main interaction with our vast financial system is through their retirement plans. For example, I commend the vision of consumer protection inherent in your open-end fund liquidity rulemaking, and I also agree that net asset value should be considered as a way to shield general shareholders from ending up on the losing side of a first-mover advantage. However, as I understand it, this proposal would require open-end funds to implement a hard close at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Upon first glance, this deadline doesn't seem too onerous. However, in Nevada, my constituents, retail investors, often make their investments through intermediaries such as 401k plans and other retirement accounts. These hardworking Nevadans who aren't able to submit their orders directly to the fund would need to submit their orders to their intermediary hours beforehand, potentially as early as noon. So I don't think I have to remind anyone here, but that would mean constituents in my state would miss out on today's price if they can't get their trades in by 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Chairman Gensler, what would you say to investors who worry that a hard close will lead to a bifurcated market where sophisticated investors will be able to utilize more information and lock in the day's price while others are forced to trade early in the morning? And additionally, do you see ways to mitigate this disadvantage for West Coast investors while still implementing a swing pricing proposal?
It's what I would say to the constituents is that we have a system right now that open-end funds and money market funds work really well for them during normal times, but in times of stress, which we have every so often, we've had to rely on our Federal Reserve and other means to sort of support them from time to time. The 2008 crisis in 2020 and so forth. And so what we're trying to do is find a way that those funds are less reliant on potential extraordinary measures by our central bank. And that's really what we're trying to do. And so there's a bit of plumbing, it's a bit of infrastructure behind the scenes that when you and I think we're putting in an order by 4 o'clock Eastern Time, or I guess 2 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, so it's 3 hour difference, thank you. 1 o'clock Nevada time, that actually it's going to retirement plan servicer, and then they're sending it, and we're trying to address worked.
Adds to the complexity of what I'm raising, which
Right.
is why
And
I think it creates a
adds also to the challenge of the systemic risk issue that those fund managers may currently not know until late that evening or even the next morning what redemption requests they have.
Well, I'd like to work with you on that. I'm concerned about a two-tiered system. Let me just point out for the record, all three major credit rating agencies failed to forecast the existential risk that Signature Bank faced. And it's too late, in my opinion, to change ratings after an institution fails. So I hope that you would assess the performance of the rating agencies and determine what the root cause of the inaccuracies was in their ratings. I think that's very problematic and something that needs to be addressed. I know there's a lot of oversight with your agency, but this is something that should reach priority.